it's TxStampin Sharon, bringing you a beautiful Christmas card. Hoping to give you some ideas to get you started early on making your Christmas cards. The Stampin' Up! Holiday Catalog launches September 5th. So this is one of the stamp sets and bundle that is in that holiday catalog. If you have a crafty friend that would love to see this video, I would be so honored if you would share it with them. If you haven't liked my videos, please do so below. Oh, have you subscribed? If not, I would love for you to subscribe to my videos. That way you'll know when I upload another video. Of course, don't forget to hit that little bell because that's how you'll get the notifications. So let's make the card. This gorgeous card was created with the Winter Woods bundle, and I loved the different look of the trees that are in here, and this is kind of a unique birch stamp that's in there. And then it only has 1 sentiment, but that's okay. I mean, I wish it had another one, but that's okay. And then it has this wonderful set of framelits. So I want to give you some tips on this little puppy right here, and also on this one. So let's get started. I've already cut out 1 tree with Whisper White paper, and I don't know if you can tell, but there is a layer there, okay? So there's 2 trees. So this would be for my second layer. You will have to take and use a paper piercer. I tried to use the Big Shot brush, but it wasn't popping it out very much, so you kind of have to use a paper piercer because it is really stuck in there, and I will show you why once I get it out. Try not to poke a hole in it. See, the reason why it's so tight to get out is because it has all those little cuts in it. So they really stick in there. I haven't torn one yet, but that's been kind of my fear. But if you'll just poke it out with the paper piercer, like I said, then you'll be fine. And I don't even know why I said poke a hole in it. I've never done that. I don't even know why I said that. All right. So the first thing that I did was I took and just bent the cardstock so that I could kind of start popping up those little scalloped pieces. You do want to be careful at the one at the top because I did tear one of those. So I'm just using my fingernails to kind of pull those up some more. So you can see how I've done it, and the magic happens when I use the little mini dimensionals. You don't need a whole lot. You just want to pop those in, and I don't know if you can even see. Let me do a big one so you can see what I'm doing. I'm actually putting it down into, can y'all see that? Down into where it lifts up so that it will keep it raised when I apply it to the other tree. Now, the best tip I can give you is to line up this tip with this tip. And then that way, your tree will be centered on top of the other one. Once it's down, I like to still come back in with my fingernails and just kind of pull it up a little bit so that it just shows those scalloped cutouts. So pretty. Let's decorate our tree. There are a billion red rhinestones on here. I think there's like 200, 220. That's a billion, right? Pretty, pretty, pretty. Now for the background and the snow, okay? I'm going to take and we're gonna cut this piece. So here's my tip about using that framelit. This one, okay? Let's grab our big shot. I am using the magnetic platform because I found that it does help keep my framelits in place. I'm like, that's the wrong piece. All right, so the thing that I wanted to point out to you, let me show you. My cardstock is 5¼ inches long. Can you see that my framelit doesn't quite go that far? But I wanted the card to go this way, so hence my little tip for you. You would have figured this out on your own though, so it's not like I'm giving you some kind of great tip, but it is a good tip to help you. All right, so you can see what I mean. It doesn't go all the way across. Move that over. Just take a pair of snips and finish it off. All right, so I do have another tip. I'm not sure if you can see it on the video, but there is a line where the framelit, I don't know, can you see that? Kind of turning it. So I turn it over. That way you don't see it when you attach it to the card. All right, so to attach it to the silver foil, we're gonna go ahead and use some snail. And we're gonna put a lot because we don't want it to come off, especially on those edges. I'm gonna bring back in the big shot because we're gonna run it through the embossing folder all at one time instead of doing it separately. I like to have these plates. I have had for probably 10 years. I have marked them embossing folders and they're not warped. They don't have any cut marks on them. I don't use them for die cutting at all. I'm using the Softly Fallen embossing folder. And we're gonna put this in here sideways with the logo facing up. Ta-da! Done all at one time. Brilliant. I don't know. I was pretty excited when I figured that out. Okay, so let's add our tree. Nope, not gonna add the tree yet. We are going to stamp our sentiment. Extremely, extremely important that you use an embossing buddy. Even though I have the air conditioner on, there's still static in my studio, and I don't want silver embossing powder where I don't want it. And I am stamping this about in the middle. And then we're going to bring in our embossing powder. I love silver. Can you tell? And now we're going to heat set. I have some red grosgrain, or actually this is cotton ribbon, And I'm gonna I could use my banner triple punch, but I want just a very small little banner tail here because I wanna make sure I leave plenty of room for my ribbon. So I just came up the middle and then came from each corner. If you will take and put a little bit of snail back there, that will help hold your ribbon in place. See, another tip for you. And then I'm going to I'm leaving it on the bolt because that saves me from having too much excess that I waste. Because once you cut it, that's it. We're going to add some dimensionals on the back. And I'm going to bring my card back in. My tree is also on dimensionals. I don't want to add dimensionals to the side that's going to overlap right here because then it would be too tall. So we're going to add some snail. Quite a bit. We want to make sure our tree stays right where we want it. And then add our tree. Turn it over, and we're only going to add some dimensionals here so that the rest of the tree is the same height as our banner. Ta-da! To add an embossed layer, I like to use the multi-purpose glue because it really gets down in those embossed areas and we don't have to worry about our card popping apart. I am using Whisper White thick cardstock because I think it's just a lovely feel of a cardstock for a card base. And now to add our tree and banner. Pretty simple, but very elegant, I think. I sure hope y'all like this video. Let me know in the comments below. I sure hope y'all liked this card that I made, and I hope that the tips that I shared helped you. If you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and would like your very own copy of the holiday catalog, I'd be more than happy to pop one in the mail to you. You'll need to head over and check out my blog and push the Contact Me button so that I can get your full name and your mailing address. So thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to spend it with me.